Welcome to the Whole Athlete Podcast, where we focus on discussing topics to help you become a fat burner, optimize health, and improve performance in life and sports. Transform the whole you from the inside out with the holistic method. Let's dive in. Here's your host, Debbie Potts.
Hey everybody, it's Debbie Potts doing a new episode of the Whole Athlete Podcast here today with Bri from Sunlighten Spas. Hi Bri, we don't have a picture of you.
Hi.
So thanks for coming on the show today. I know we've talked via email for the last year on Sunlighten infrared saunas. I've been wanting to get one for the studio that I own in Bellevue, Washington, and made me get one at home instead, but it's something I've been interested in after nutritional therapy practitioner school last year. We kind of dug into a topic that I find fascinating is the liver and detoxification systems. And I think that's a big missing area that most practitioners, naturopath doctors don't look at to helping people transform and heal themselves and rebuild from the inside out at a cellular level. So before we dive in, give us a little bit background of yourself and how you got into working as a rep for Sunlighten saunas.
Absolutely. Well, glad to have you all here listening today. I am, of course, I've been in the health and wellness industry for, I would say, close to 10, 12 years now. Always been a personal trainer, NASM certified and corrective exercise certified as well. So I've always been very into health and empowering wellness in others. Unfortunately, about 3 years ago, my life kind of took a turn and I did get diagnosed with lupus, or an autoimmune condition. I, of course, sought after an all-natural treatment to help heal my body. I was an athlete working out every day, doing the paleo diet, so I was just looking for a way to help myself aid in my recovery and be me again. And thankfully, I found out through actually a couple of podcasts and people that I follow, well-known thought leaders in the world, about Sunlighten and about the technology that their company had. I actually use their technology to not only recover from my lupus, but it's no longer in my blood work. So that is why I work for the company. I am their commercial account manager. Been with them for about 2 years now, and absolutely love that I can still empower wellness in others, and I, of course, educate customers and educate athletes on how this tool can really take them to the next level.
I love the words empower and, of course, wellness, but it's what I've gotten to this podcast originally was for endurance athletes, eat more fat to improve performance. And we called it Fit, Fat, Fast. And over the years and through my nutritional therapy training and as a trainer myself for 25 years, there's so much more we need to look at to improve performance. I think a lot of people just look at exercise, training, and nutrition, but a big part of healing and performing your best is via recovery. And talk a little bit about recovery and the benefits of it and kind of go from there. So much to talk about.
Yes, there is. And definitely if one is not very familiar with Sunlighten or Sunlighten infrared, because those are very different things compared to just generic infrared and a Sunlighten infrared. Now, in terms of muscle recovery and how a Sunlighten helps with that, of course, as we know, as an athlete, you have tight muscles, you have aches and pains, which are very common for us athletes, and you have those extensive workouts, like your weightlifting, your boxing, and other sports that can lead to overall muscle tension and inflammation. Sunlighten saunas have been actually clinically proven by third-party testing to decrease inflammation in the body and increase circulation. And of course, that allows the muscles to receive more oxygen, which of course is vital to muscle recovery. On top of that, to recovery, because we know, with recovery, we have to stretch. We have to kind of go through that process. One of the key things also with a Sunlighten sauna, I don't know if you're familiar with the research, but Dr. Olson, who's actually a professor of exercise science at the Auburn University of Montgomery, she actually did a scientific or a study or a third-party study on our Sunlighten saunas and looked at flexibility, and they had found that with the Sunlighten saunas, which have the mid, the near, and the far infrared wavelengths, that it actually improved flexibility up to 2.4 times higher compared to doing that same flexibility stretching in a typical environment. So for those athletes who struggle with that chronic pain, this, of course, study proves that a Sunlighten sauna is key for muscle recovery and pain relief. And then kind of top that off, we also know, recovery has to also deal with stress. And your adrenaline and your cortisol levels, of course, play into that, and how much sleep that you're getting to recover and repair. And for athletes, that strenuous exercise that we go through, it increases the levels of adrenaline, that body's fight or flight hormone. And of course, that can have negative impacts. So athletes are going to greatly benefit from a Sunlighten, because not only do you have that increase in circulation and it reduces the cortisol levels, because it's that good balance between that strenuous activity and the relaxing time in your sauna. But Sunlighten saunas also have an amazing technology, which I could speak hours about this, but it's called sound therapy. It's a technology by Sound Solutions in Denver, Colorado, and it's proven to neutralize or balance the brain activity within 5 to 10 minutes. So amazing to decrease cortisol levels and help to unwind, and then in turn recover faster as well.
Yes, I am just if people are watching our YouTube channel for the Whole Athlete podcast, you can see the pictures. You have different saunas. So going into detoxification and how toxins for athletes, anyone living life every day, we have this buildup of toxins in our body, and exercise stress we put on our body. But how an infrared sauna works, if you could talk a little bit again about the mid, far, near, and how
Absolutely.
that works for detoxification.
Absolutely. So one of the key things in life, like you said, is detoxing, and that's something that we don't think about. We think about the food and the nutrition and exercise and all of that, but we don't think about detoxing. Sunlighten is well known because we are the only technology in the entire world that's clinically proven to give the body a 3-degree temperature increase, or a core body temperature increase. And that is actually how you get health benefits from infrared. Don't think about infrared like a flashlight. You don't shine it on your body. You don't have to rotate. You don't see a color from it. It is an invisible wavelength from the sun, and it's all natural. However, we do know, like today, if I went outside and it's a sunny day, I'm getting infrared. But it's not going to increase my core body temperature, because I have to have a very high quality and quantity of infrared to do so. And that's where Sunlighten comes into play versus generic infrared or traditional saunas. So we're the only company that has that patented heating technology clinically proven to get you a false fever of 3 degrees. And it takes exactly 3 degrees, because everything vibrates at a certain temperature, just like water boils. But it takes 3 degrees for the mitochondria to start to vibrate at such a frequency. They actually purge toxins from the cellular level. So you're purging out those metals, anything you're incurring on a daily basis from the cellular level, and that aids in that deep detoxification. And then also for my athletes, or for your athletes, this is also hyperthermic conditioning. And hyperthermic conditioning, of course, occurs when the body temperature increases over a short period of time. And that's what happens in a Sunlighten sauna. So this type of conditioning then, of course, results in improvements for your athletic performance.
Yes, I think definitely I was doing it last year and trying to go in once a week. So talk about how often we should go and how long, and the experience in it. Talk about kind of how to stay in there for 20 minutes or however long you stay.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the amazing thing. So in a Sunlighten sauna, it's going to be a much lower temperature. It's very comfortable. And I 100% have heard this time and time again. I've never heard anybody say anything different. It feels exactly like when you're in your car and it's a nice warm day and that sun's beaming down on you and you just want to curl up and take a nap because it's so cozy, that's exactly what it feels like. It's not like a traditional or a generic infrared sauna where there's a very high temperature. You know, you're looking at 170 to 200 degrees. You can only be in there 5 minutes, and that's that claustrophobic feeling. And at Sunlighten, you have that nice, gentle, radiant heat, and you just want to curl up and fall asleep. So you could do 30 minutes is what's going to take to get to that 3-degree temperature increase, or you could do longer. You could do up to an hour. Of course, when you get started, just like exercise, you know, if you're trained for a marathon, you're not going to do everything on day one. You'd be too sore to come back. So just like in a Sunlighten sauna, you're going to start off, you're going to do a 20, 30-minute session. If you feel okay, if you have no flu-like symptoms after that first session, you're okay to go ahead and go the next day and continue going 30 to 40 minutes. So for the average athlete, if you're very healthy, you're just looking to, of course, detox, recover, help aid in your athletic performance, I would say going in there at least 3 times a week. Of course, you can go in there every day. For those that are a little bit, you know, those like me, I had an autoimmune condition. We have a ton of cancer patients and Lyme disease patients that use our saunas. They're going in every single day. Even your stage 4 cancer, they're going in twice a day because they're trying to get that hyperthermic conditioning in their body. They're trying to, of course, detox as fast as they can.
So what about hydration as you are in there and you're sweating more? What is the guidelines for staying hydrated, and if you need electrolytes or minerals to replace what you've lost?
Absolutely. So, of course, when you're done with the sauna, go ahead and just replenish your fluids. So, you know, drink your 16, 18 ounces of water. And then if you want to take some electrolytes, you can. That does help if you're not already taking like a multivitamin to help with that as well. In terms of, you know, can you drink water in the sauna? Absolutely. In a Sunlighten, since we do have those patented heaters, there is nothing to warm up that glass. So you could bring your bottle in there. You could even bring your cell phone, your laptop on there. That's why Dave Asprey from Bulletproof absolutely loves our saunas, because he can bring his laptop in there and get work done at the same time. So absolutely, you could bring water in there and hydrate while you're in there as well.
I would think it's a good time to unplug and disconnect. And so many people are so busy all the time. We can say no cell phones or computers. I'm sure Dave's always
exactly.
I think I'm, you know, writing more blogs and trying to podcast more, that we need to take time, disconnect and reset, reboot your system. So I would take advantage of that sauna to just chill out and let yourself.
You know, and I could not agree more with you. That's actually my New Year's resolution is to de-stress more. And that's something that we do not do enough. And if you guys are aware, you know, February is Healthy Heart Month. And here at Sunlighten, it is an amazing month for us. We actually, with every purchase, we donate a portion of the proceeds to the American Heart Association, which is great on your behalf for us to be able to do that. And of course, one of the key things that happens for, you know, stress is one of the key factors for that heart disease. So get in your sauna, disconnect, unwind. We have that amazing sound therapy in there, which if you're a type A personality like I am, so if I do yoga, I'm thinking of my grocery list. But if I'm in my Sunlighten and I have my sound therapy, within 10 minutes, I cannot think even if I want to. It makes your brain activity neutralize, so you are in your body's deep relaxation, which I cannot do unless I'm in my Sunlighten sauna.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wrote a whole book last year on Amazon. It's published on Amazon about stress, about chronic stress. It's called Life is Not a Race. And that's why I got into this more, because I had last 5 years healing and rebuilding from adrenal exhaustion. And I find it, trying to explain more to people, that it causes this whole domino effect of all your organ systems, especially your liver and your pancreas being insulin resistant, having liver congestion and processing your fat and the bile to release your toxins, and your liver just needs a filter change. And I think I'm trying to offer more of a 5-day detox at my studio once a month, and I think everyone should do it once a quarter. But then part of that detoxification program that we're doing, and I'm trying to create a new little ebook on it, is that the detoxification therapies as infrared sauna, doing the hot cold therapy, jump roping, things like that that help elimination. So kind of going into that detoxification protocol, the infrared saunas and how Sunlighten helps remove those toxins by sweating out a lot of that, the toxins, as you said, and how that works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's the key thing for listeners to understand. Infrared saunas it's a booming industry. And that's what I want listeners to understand is you could find a generic infrared sauna anywhere. You could go to Costco, you could go to Home Depot, you could go anywhere to get an infrared sauna. And they're going to be the generic heaters that, of course, are produced over in China and imported over and resold. All of those do not have any third-party testing to prove that you're actually going to get a false fever or that hyperthermic environment where you can actually start to detox from the cellular level. So in those generic infrared saunas and traditional saunas where it's just warming up the ambient air around you, you are getting a surface level sweat. You are sweating water. And by Dr. Dietrich Klinghardt, the studies on that have shown it's about 97% water. It's only 3% toxins. That's not making the most efficient use of your time. And that's where Sunlighten comes into play. So with Sunlighten's patented heating technology, you are clinically proven, and it's the world's only heaters that get you that false fever. And that is where those mitochondria start to vibrate and you're purging toxins from the cellular level. So now I'm sweating 20% toxins, or I'm getting 10 times the health benefits in that sauna or in that time frame. And as we know, time is something that we never get back. So I would much rather be sweating 10 times the amount of toxins out of my system through my skin, through my lymph system, of course, our other pathways like urine. I would rather be doing that instead of just sweating maybe 1 to 2% and not making the most of my time. And on top of that, to kind of go into the detox, the other key thing with the Sunlighten sauna is if I'm going to spend time in something, I want to detox. Okay, that's my key thing. But if it's not proven non-toxic, I'm kind of canceling out my health benefits. So that's where Sunlighten comes into play as well. We are third-party testing to have everything certified non-toxic and no off-gassing as well. So we are a wellness company that cares, and you have a product that's proven to get you that detoxification from the cellular level, and then, of course, be safe for you as well.
That's great. Now, just going back and just showing the screen on the video portion of the podcast about how as you said, Sunlighten saunas, using the infrared saunas help with your health autoimmune areas. And then the founders, it says that they also Jason had a chronic illness and relied on traditional medicine to manage his condition. And we discovered the infrared saunas and really began to heal. So if you could talk about yourself or some other testimonials and how from people with any autoimmune or different health issues, how this can help. We talked
absolutely.
I think this is so important, how a mid, far, near infrared sauna, Sunlighten how that works, how you can heal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in terms of the healing aspect, Sunlighten does have, and to kind of play off of this, we have two different lines. We have our far infrared line, and that's what people talk about when they say infrared. They're talking about far infrared, and that's that deepest penetrating wavelength that gets the core body to increase 3 degrees in a Sunlighten. So 80% of our customers do go with what's called our signature line, and that's going to give you your detoxification. That's the one that's clinically proven to regulate blood pressure, which is why the American Heart Association reached out to us 11 years ago to partner with us. It's also clinically proven to help aid in weight loss, and then, of course, the relaxation and the pain relief. So that is our signature line. And then we have our full spectrum, which is what you kind of hit on. Our full spectrum is more of our want line. It is more in price if you can budget for it. It does have 2 additional wavelengths that are shorter to complete the spectrum.
Is that the
mid-infrared?
3-in-1?
The 3-in-1. You've got it. So the 3-in-1 is going to be far, mid, and near. The mid, I want you to think muscle. So mid is for muscle, so I get an additional target on my muscle to help, of course, with that flexibility, to help with the inflammation, the circulation. So great for your athletes. And then the near is the very shortest wavelength. It's through LED lights or cutting edge technology by NASA or Dr. Harry Wieland. It's going to help with skin. So it's going to help to quadruple cell health and tissue growth, helping to promote, of course, healing wounds, decreasing fine lines and wrinkles, and skin elasticity. That is kind of our high-end model. So you have all three wavelengths, and you do get like a touchscreen control panel that you can turn on from your smartphone. So all that fun stuff with it as well. So like I was saying, the people that are looking for health conditions like myself for my autoimmune, or the founders, of course, you know, Jason going through the metal poisoning that he went through, all of those customers, they use our signature line. They're really looking for that far infrared because the detoxification is what's going to help heal you. The two other wavelengths are great, but they're more of a want than a need. So our testimonials range from anywhere from people like myself with the autoimmune diseases. We have hundreds of testimonials, you know, and if you're familiar with Dr. Amy Myers, yeah, she is an amazing advocate of our saunas. She has, of course, you know, millions of followers. She has a Sunlighten sauna and recommends our brand because of our clinical studies. And then, of course, you've got, you know, Mr. Dave Asprey, which we talked about. He recommends all of his athletes use it. He has our full spectrum or our 3-in-1 line because, of course, we know that he likes his bells and whistles. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, our cancer patients. So we are even, of course, used by like Hope for Cancer, Truth About Cancer talks about us. But the reason that cancer patients seek out to us as well is, once again, we're the only company that increases the core body temperature. And as you know, study upon study shows that if we can get a hyperthermic condition inside the body, that helps off those cancer cells or the abnormal cells in the body. So the testimonials that we have range anywhere from, of course, those with cancer, which is, you know, the worst, and you got your autoimmune, you've got your Lyme disease, like Scott Ferguson, the Better Health guy, has our Sunlighten sauna. And then, of course, just your everyday customers, those that just want pain relief. You know, they have hip pain, you know, anything from that, fibromyalgia. So you name it, I can have a testimonial over it. And that's the amazing thing, is I have not heard one thing that this does not help with.
Wow. Yeah, so let's go into, on the website, if people are on the video, it's the sunlighten.com, and just it says aspire, believe, conquer, discover, empower. So those are all the different types of impulse, which is the 3 different ones.
3-in-1, correct.
Okay, so talk a little bit about which is which, and if people want one for their home, like I have this little room that we used to use for cycling that I know there's one that you can just sit in for one person, and it's pretty affordable, because I wanted one for my studio, but it's really for me because you have to have a lot of talent and all that. But talk about what people could do if they want one at home and the difference between these briefly.
Absolutely. So if you're on Sunlighten.com and you click on the word saunas at the very top of the page, and then before you scroll down, if we go to the far infrared saunas tab, that's where I'll actually take you first. And on that far infrared saunas, that's our signature line. So that's what 80% of our customers get. The most popular model that I'm going to recommend is called our Signature 2. And it's not because you're going to have 2 people in there at once. It's because there's not much of a price difference in between the 1 and the 2-person model. And you're going to be a lot more comfortable in something you can kind of stretch out in versus set face forward. So the Signature 2 to this day is one of our most popular models. It is an amazing cabin unit. It's about a 4x4 area. Yeah. Now on the flip side of that 2-person model, so let's say you want this technology, of course, want to empower your wellness, you want to start to detox, but you don't have room for a cabin unit. I'll show you our second most popular. So if you click on the word saunas again at the top, and then this time 4th tab over, there should be a tab that says portable sauna.
Yep.
Okay. This is our portable system. It's called our Solo system.
Oh.
We love this one. Customers cannot get enough of this. So this is great. It's the least costly in terms of investment. So if you're thinking this is something that I can't afford, I bet you can afford this. It is very portable. So if you don't have room, you simply, the mat that goes down is trifold. It folds up. And then there's an upper and a lower dome that actually slide into one another. And so what you'll do, you'll just lay down, have your pad unfolded, take the dome, and as you lay down, you'll slide it over your body. This has the same exact heating technology as those cabin units. It's, of course, just in a portable unit. It's actually designed to fit on a massage table as well, but you could put it on your floor, you could put it on your bed, you can put it wherever you want. My English Bulldog absolutely loves using the pad for her arthritis. So great if you want to put your animal on there as well.
That's funny. It looks like a tent and a tanning bed combined.
Let's hope it's not anything close. But yeah, I mean, it's a wooden structure, so it is going to be very durable. And these are commercial grade units. So whether you're using it in your house or not, all that we sell is commercial grade, meaning you buy one and you are done. These are built to last you, 20 to 30 plus years. They're built for high traffic use. This exact system is used in what we call sweat studios across the U.S. We have a lot of locations or businesses that will open with, say, 8 to 10 of these. And that's all they do, is they have a Sunlighten solo system, and people come in and they pay per session, and that's all that they offer.
Good. So yeah, I was just looking at, so the portable sauna was what I just had up, and then I'm just on looking at comparing them all. So the Impulse, Aspire. So which ones have all three, the mid, far, and near?
So that's a great question. So if we click on saunas at the top, and then this time we'll go to the tab that says 3-in-1. That is your Impulse collection. So that's your 3-in-1 technology with all three wavelengths. The names like Aspire, Believe, Conquer, Discover, and Empower, that's just your size. It's the same exact unit, it just gets bigger and bigger. So let's say if you Believe, that's one of the more popular ones, that's a 2-person model. So that's going to have your full spectrum and your touchscreen control panel in there.
I like the picture of the people that have it out in their balcony over the water.
Isn't that gorgeous? That's actually in Australia. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so perfect. Okay, so there's Believe, and then the Conquer is a little bit smaller, and then Discover, and then Empower. Is that how it works? So
it's going to go by ABCs. So A is going to be a 1-person, Believe is a 2-person, Conquer is a 3, so on and so forth.
Got it. Yeah, so that is great. I think, to have it in your own house is a little easier, because I know places around where I live have the sauna there. You can go rent it for the hour and have a 20, 30-minute session, then clean off. But having it home's really nice. The follow-up question with that I just thought of is what do you do afterwards? Because I've heard some people said no shower afterwards because you want to continue sweating. And then I was reading this detox book I'm studying about the liver, and it said to have a cold shower afterwards. So what do you suggest after you get out?
Absolutely. That is one of our hot questions. It's always brought up. So this is kind of the comparison. So in a Sunlighten sauna, of course, you get those mitochondria to vibrate at such a frequency when they purge the toxins. By the time they get to the skin surface level, they're no longer toxins. Like, they cannot be reabsorbed, anything of that nature. So since, as you saw on our core body temperature study on our website, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to get back to your normal core body temperature. So you are still detoxing and you still are burning calories for up to an hour after your session. So it's recommended in a Sunlighten, absolutely just towel off and freshen up and then go about your day. It also is going to pull, since you are going from the deeper level, it's going to pull oils from the skin that are great to keep on your skin as well if you have any sort of dry skin issues. So do not shower afterwards if you can. That way you're still detoxing and burning calories. If you're going to use a generic infrared sauna, one of those cheaper ones that you can find anywhere, of course, I would absolutely shower, because you didn't get a 3-degree temperature increase. Your body was not increased enough. You may have toxins on your skin.
Well, that's why I kind of like to get one for at home, because it was really gross putting my clothes back on.
Absolutely.
I have to drive home and I'm still sweating. My clothes are gross. It felt kind of uncomfortable. So
well,
you wonder.
Yeah, and not only that, but if you have something that's, the more convenient that things are for us, the more often we do them. Yeah. So, and that's just the key to everything. So make it as convenient as possible. If you don't have room for that cabin unit, get the solo system. It's an amazing system as well. So it doesn't matter, you know, you have the space. We were put into tiny houses in even New York City. That it's just kind of defining which one you want to go with. And that's what we're here for at Sunlighten, is of course we're always here to kind of go over what health benefits are most important to you, your area that you have to consider, which one you should get. So let us help you with that. And that's what, of course, we are here for.
And then do you have light therapy in there and essential oils?
That's a great question. So we do have accessory add-ons. The colored lighting, which is called chromotherapy, you can add on to any sauna that you would like. It's 15 different color options that you could add in there. It's the only thing that we sell that's not scientifically backed, but if it's something that you're into, we of course have it for you to add on. And then for aromatherapy, what we have customers do, just take a shallow dish. You can put the aromatherapy oils in that dish and then just slide it all the way underneath your bench, clear to the back where it can't be knocked over, to provide your aromatherapy. And we have a lot of businesses that do that.
That's great. Okay, so just what are last few minutes we have here, what are some common questions you get from users that we did not discuss yet?
That's a great question. So we kind of went over this, but one of the most common questions is, you know, when you're comparing saunas and you're comparing kind of the health benefits, why is, or what is the difference between a Sunlighten and let's just say any other, like any other company that sells an quote unquote infrared sauna? Or can I just make my own? That's another one too. Can I just make my own? Can I go and buy some infrared bulbs from the store and make my own cheap version? You could do it. And that's where the disassociation comes with. There is a huge difference between, of course, a medical grade or something that's clinically proven, like a Sunlighten, with the patented heaters that are getting you 95 to 99% infrared. And that's the only way you're getting the health benefits if you get that false fever in the body. That's how you're detoxing. Instead of purchasing something, you know, that's going to be a lot cheaper, of course. You pay for what you get, and you don't get a core body temperature increase. And then you're never seeing the health benefits. And that's what we're here at Sunlighten to do, is we want to empower wellness. And it's so disappointing, and I take it personal on myself when somebody buys something that's not a Sunlighten and they don't feel the health benefits. And I take it personally on myself because every single person in this world deserves to feel the healing effects of a Sunlighten and to know what infrared can do for you. And that only happens in a Sunlighten. So a lot of people are confused at the difference between a Sunlighten versus a generic infrared sauna. And they don't realize that there's such a huge differentiation between the two, and that's why we've patented our heaters. So that's the most common question that we get. Another common question that I can think of off the top of my head, do I have to wear clothes, or what do I wear? That's kind of just a common one. So once again, infrared is not like a flashlight. I don't shine it on myself to get the health benefits. It's from that core body temperature increase in the Sunlighten. So you can wear gym clothes. You can wear your swimsuit. You could wear your birthday suit. It's whatever you're comfortable in is what you would wear in there.
Good. And so if I'm looking at the Aspire or Believe, what is that a size you can sit down and stretch your legs out? Is more the Believe. The Aspire looks like you can only sit in it with two people, or how does that look?
Correct. So the Believe is a two-person model, and you would be able, so let's say if you're 5'8" and under, you could get in there and have your legs out on the bench. So that's why our two-person models are always going to be more popular, because there's only about a couple $100 difference in between the one and the two-person size. And you can stretch out. So if you have the room, I will always professionally recommend you go with the two-person size, because you're going to have this for a lifetime. So get something you can kind of stretch out in.
Okay. And then if you're buying one, I'm thinking our stairs, it'd be down the stairs. How do you get it and put it together and operate it?
Perfect question. So with Sunlighten, what we do is we would two-man deliver it inside the first entryway or your garage for you. We do call to schedule that delivery window with you. You would then just open the boxes, and it's very simple. There's a video on our website, but you and one other person take the floor panel, take it to the room you would like it in and set it down. Side panels lock in with magnets and top fits over like a shoebox. So it should take 2 people, I would say maybe an hour. Assembly is very easy. I would never, ever hire somebody to do it because we made it that simple. We are an international company, so we had to make it a very easy process for people all over the world to be able to do this. Let's say, like for you, Debbie, so if it has to go downstairs, if you don't want to take it downstairs and you don't have to do that, don't. We have white glove delivery. We can take it to the room of your choosing for you. We will unpack it. We'll get rid of all the packing material for you and then just leave it for you to assemble. So there's a couple different options, but we're more than happy to work with you and see what works best.
Great. Okay, that sounds really interesting. So people to want to improve their performance in life and sports, as I keep discussing lately, and I just gave a seminar to a company yesterday, that it's looking at not just exercising more and eating less. It's about looking at your body from a cellular level, because your body's made up of cells. Your cells make up into tissues, your tissues into organs, your organs into your body. So I think it's really my priority to educate people on the importance of liver detox and detoxification systems, your elimination pathways of your body. And if you are an athlete, you have your body exposed to, well, everybody does, but a lot of toxins in our environment, the waters we swim in, the stress we put on our body through exercise as triathletes and endurance athletes. So I think we need to do something a little bit more, take ownership of our health to be able to slow the aging process down and to continue doing what we love to do every day. So I really think it's good to invest in something as this to help us repair and rebuild from a cellular level.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Now the price range and how people can order or talk to you for more questions, what is the next step?
Absolutely. So if listeners are interested, feel free to just call me directly. My number directly to reach me is 913-754-2033. And my name is Bri again. That number is 913-754-2033. Just call in, mention the Whole Athlete podcast. Of course, you do get a discount for being a listener, and then we will go over pricing. It's not available online because our pricing does change from month to month and based off of inventory. We've been in business for over 20 years and still cannot keep up with demand just because it keeps increasing on us. So give me a call, and we, of course, can go over options, questions, and everything of that nature.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to give this episode to my husband to listen to and get him motivated to get one for our downstairs.
Yes, I know we've been wanting to get you one for a while, so that would be amazing. Or you know what? Have the husbands call me. Just have the husbands call me. I will handle it.
Good. Well, thank you for fitting us in your busy day. And I know you have lots of meetings, so we'll let you go. And we will look forward to hearing people's questions and follow up. We'll put the podcast will be on the Whole Athlete Podcast YouTube channel, as well as the wholeathletepodcast.com website and on iTunes and other places you can listen to your podcast, and we'll post it on our Facebook, social media pages. So thanks, Bri, for coming on. Glad we could do a topic today together.
No problem. Thank you so much for your time, and have an amazing day.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Whole Athlete Podcast. If you have any questions, feedback, or topic suggestions, let us know on Facebook or at wholeathletepodcast.com. You can help us continue and grow by leaving a review on iTunes. Thanks again, and see you next time.